Today we're going to talk about apple cider vinegar and the real reason that it actually works to improve your metabolism. Apple cider vinegar has been touted to be good for weight loss, right? I used to hear this all the time and I used to doubt it, but this has now been studied and it actually works. Apple cider vinegar has been shown to reduce harmful body fat and help weight loss. Plus, it actually tastes pretty nice as well. You can put it into a salad dressing, you can make it into a sauce or a glaze, or you can add it to a stew.
Dr. William Li is a physician, scientist, and author known for his groundbreaking research on how food and lifestyle influence health and disease. His bestseller, Eat to Beat Disease, explores how specific foods activate the body's natural healing abilities.
Apple cider vinegar is made from fermented apples. It's got vinegar in it, okay? And vinegar is the chemical called acetic acid. And this simple chemical, acetic acid, prevents fat cells from growing up and from building up, storing itself in adipose tissue. The other thing that acetic acid has been shown to do is it turns down the genes, the DNA, that are responsible for lipogenesis, for creating new fat cells. And so acetic acid, which is found in apple cider vinegar, actually is like gene therapy. It turns down the genes that actually makes your fat grow as well. The other thing that acetic acid has been shown to do is it improves your body's response to insulin.
Acetic acid, the main component of vinegar, can positively influence insulin sensitivity and blood sugar regulation. When consumed, it slows gastric emptying, leading to a more gradual release of glucose into the bloodstream. Acetic acid enhances the uptake of glucose by muscle cells and reduces the production of glucose by the liver. These effects can help lower post-meal blood sugar levels and improve insulin response, making it beneficial for individuals with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. However, the effects vary among individuals and should be part of a balanced diet.
When you eat something with carbs or sugar in it, it'll actually help to lower your blood sugar into healthier levels. It's a process called euglycemia. Acetic acid from vinegar actually helps you get there. As it turns out, vinegar is really good for metabolic health, and this is all supported by clinical studies. I want to actually cite one of them. There was a study done in Aichi, Japan, that looked at the impact of apple cider vinegar on body weight in 155 people between the ages of 25 and 60. And these people were considered obese in Japan. Now, you know, Japan has small, thin people, but these were people that in Western countries might not have been considered obese, but in Japan they were otherwise healthy. All right. And what they did, they broke these people into a couple of different groups. One group got low dose of apple cider vinegar. That's only 1 tablespoon. That's the low dose. And another group got 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. That's the high dose. Now, what they did is they had the people consume the apple cider vinegar dissolved in a little bit of a beverage, water, so it actually prevents teeth damage. And what they did is they had these people, the subjects, consume apple cider vinegar 2 times a day, half of the glass of water in the morning and the other half at some point during the day. And there's a third group that actually just got a placebo, no apple cider vinegar at all, right? So 3 groups, placebo, low dose apple cider vinegar, and high dose apple cider vinegar. And they did this for 4 weeks. And what they found is that people that drank apple cider vinegar, all right, whether it's low dose or high dose, began losing weight after just about 4 weeks. And people in the placebo group actually didn't. And by week 12, this is a 3-month study, those people who had 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar lost 4.2 pounds on the scale, or 50% more than those people who had only 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. So the higher dose actually lost more weight. And what was really interesting is that the placebo group did lose weight. In fact, the people taking the placebo actually gained weight, while the apple cider vinegar group lost weight. So this is actually a clinical study that proved exactly what I had doubted. And this is the evidence that you have to pay attention to. Now, here's the other thing that was really interesting, and I think the important part. The apple cider vinegar drinkers lost harmful body fat. All right, they lost visceral fat. And their blood lipids actually also improved, the lipid profile, and their blood pressure also improved, probably because they lost body fat. Now, other apple cider vinegar studies have also looked at different parameters, and they found that people who drink apple cider vinegar or take apple cider vinegar actually reduced waist circumference, right? Now, your waist circumference, which is the belt around your waist actually expands when you've got a lot of visceral fat. This is the harmful body fat, and it shrinks when you actually lose your visceral fat. And apple cider vinegar can actually shrink your visceral fat and shrink your waist size. Okay, so here are some vinegar pro tips. First of all, when you go shopping for apple cider vinegar, there's usually a bunch of choices, and I encourage you to pick up the one that attracts you the most and look at the ingredient label. You want to make sure it's just pure apple cider vinegar, all right? So many products, especially in the middle aisle, have lots of other ingredients that you don't really want to put in your body. So always look at the ingredient label. That's number one about it. Now, what you got to realize is that although apple cider vinegar is a type of vinegar that was studied in the Japanese study, for example, that I cited and some others, acetic acid is present in any vinegar. So you could swap out apple cider vinegar for, let's say, white vinegar or black vinegar or red wine vinegar or balsamic vinegar. Okay, that's probably an expensive swap out. Or malt vinegar, which you'd find in a pub for fish and chips, or sherry vinegar. Okay, all of these will be beneficial because they all contain acetic acid. That's the key thing that you need to know about any type of vinegar actually work. Now, how do you use these vinegars, right? Because you don't actually have to drink it out of a spoonful. And by the way, again, come back to the pro tip here. If you're going to do straight shots of apple cider vinegar, I encourage you to actually put it into a glass of water, because over time, once or twice is not going to hurt you, but over time, if you have that super acidic liquid in your mouth, you're going to dissolve the enamel on your teeth, and you don't want that.
Apple cider vinegar has been linked to weight and fat loss due to its various health-promoting properties. Its acetic acid content can help suppress appetite by increasing feelings of fullness and delaying stomach emptying, which may lead to reduced calorie intake. ACV also regulates blood sugar levels by slowing the digestion of carbohydrates, thereby preventing insulin spikes that contribute to fat storage. It may enhance metabolism and promote fat oxidation, helping the body burn fat more efficiently. Some studies suggest it can reduce abdominal fat and inhibit fat accumulation by influencing enzymes and proteins involved in fat metabolism. For optimal benefits, it's recommended to consume 1-2 tablespoons diluted in water before meals to aid appetite control and blood sugar stabilization. However, it's important to dilute ACV to protect tooth enamel and prevent throat irritation, and it should be used alongside a healthy diet and exercise for sustainable results.